think it's important that people understand Satanism. Because if you want to win any war, any battle, and you know this much better than I do, you need to understand your enemy. And so I started looking into Satanism as a religion. I thought, well, clearly the people in control, underlying, they're signed up to this. What is it? And the 4 pillars of satanic religion are self-preservation. Then there is moral relativism, which I talk a lot about. So the lack of any moral compass, the lack of righteousness, the lack of wanting to do things just because it's the right thing to do. And you can see in society how we are plagued with with moral relativism. The other ones are social Darwinism and eugenics. It describes everything that we're suffering from, everything, right? And those are the 4 pillars of satanic religion. And so you start thinking, whoa, like we're really going down the wrong path. And when I mean wrong, I say wrong, like direct to hell. I think that one of the things that instigated me wanting to become more and more active in speaking out was the fact that I was beginning to identify in society, in people that I know, in people, friends and relatives, these types of behaviors. And it was like, whoa, this has really managed to sip through down all the grassroots from the top all the way down. Yeah. And I wanted to tell people there is such thing as right and wrong. Relativism is a way to distract us from the fact that there are universal laws. The Creator created this world with universal laws that cannot be ignored. You can ignore them, but you will pay the price. We have free will. Sure, you can do whatever you want, but there's a consequence to whatever it is that you're doing. And the problem is people don't understand this. They don't understand there is a consequence for every action. And so I think it's time for people to understand this and to say, hey, like there is value in doing the right thing, not just because it is the right thing, but because guess what? Your life might take a much better turn if you do. And so this was one thing, especially as a mother, that I just didn't want my children to be exposed to this satanic, twisted, immoral type of psyop that we're under. The most important principle in life, and in this universe actually, is the principle of caring for something. That is what starts everything. We only move into action when we care enough about something. I only got into doing what I'm doing because I care enough for my children's future and the world that I might leave behind one day. Yeah. But it's caring. And so the whole depression thing, the whole antidepressant, people are on antidepressants all the time. Everybody I talk to is on antidepressants. What does that cause? It causes apathy. It causes, I don't suffer from the lows, but I don't suffer from the highs, and I don't care about anything. And so we are in an epidemic of people not caring enough to do something about things, which is exactly what they want, because then we're extremely malleable and just go this way, right? And so we need to get back to caring. The heart is the engine that pulls people into action. You need to care enough to then do the research, to gain the knowledge, to understand the knowledge, and to then get into action. But it's the caring that starts. I do what I do because I care. And so I try to motivate people to start caring about things before it's too late, because guess what? We're running out of time. Humanity has a window of opportunity right now that is narrowing as we speak. And unless we wake up to the mechanisms of control that they've put around us right, left, and center, we stand no chance. The only reason that they've had to account for such a big resources, money, and time to build this matrix is because they couldn't control our minds yet. And so they must have worked out, if we could control their minds, this would be really, really easy, right? And they are demonic, they are satanic, they have no consideration for human life. It's a very anti-human agenda. The end goal is transhumanism. The end goal is post-humanism, which they talk about. Post-human is a world post-humans, i.e. we no longer exist. Not in the version that we're at. We might be some sort of hybrid, cyborg, I don't know what, that they may have, concocted in their megalomaniac minds. But that is the end goal. The end goal, as I said earlier, is to control us completely. And they're talking about it already, you know, in the WEF, and people like Yuval Noah Harari, where, you know, he says, you know, biometrics under the skin. Governments want to know what's happening under the skin. And he said, why should a government need to know what's happening in my own body? Like, honestly, it's crazy, but these people are soulless. They don't believe that we have a soul. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in spirituality. To them, we're some sort of sacks of meat, as they sometimes refer to farm animals in a tax farm, by the way. Let's you know. And this is the end goal. The end goal is to completely control us through technology embedded under the skin, or by uploading our brains into some hybrid hive mind technological depository of our consciousness, some horrific, because they just want to eliminate us. They don't like us. That's the main thing. They don't like us, and they don't like the fact that we have free will, and that some of us still have a thinking mind, and that we believe we are God-created sovereign beings, and that freedom is something that we were born with, not something they give us, right? And so this is really the end goal. Complete control. Make it easy for themselves.